here we are at the reviewing area, and here we have this G.I. Joe figure we're going to be taking a look at. And this is called Storm Shadow.
Now, the Storm Shadow that we had in the 1980s, he was white. I mean, like snow white when you first bought him. And over time, he had the dingy yellow syndrome that would start. Some of them would get dinged up and stuff like that. So, over time, the white starts to turn dingy like yellow. And I've seen it. Now, we did have this character back when I was a kid. We did have a Storm Shadow. He did not look like this. So, I imagine this one here is from the Studio Series line, or he's from somewhere.
Or maybe it it wasn't Studio Series. You meant to say Classified Series?
Yes, that's what I meant to say.
Because Studio Series is Transformers.
Okay.
This is G.I. Joe we're talking about.
That's right.
Not Transformers.
So, this guy looks way different than the Storm Shadow from the 1980s. But Storm Shadow's, he's always had an interesting story to him. And him and Snake Eyes don't like each other because it has to go back in the past. And
this Storm Shadow here is like from a movie, right?
I believe so, yes. But we have not seen the movie, so I'm assuming it's from the movie.
And I'm also assuming this Storm Shadow is either from, like, the live-action movies of G.I. Joe, like Rise of Cobra, and that other G.I. Joe movie that came out in 2013. I forgot what it is. Or it could be in that Snake Eyes origin movie.
It's from one of them. It's from one of them. But, like I said, the Snake Eyes from the 1980s, that's the one that I'm used to. And he was, I don't know if you would say assassin. He wasn't, was he a mercenary? I don't think so. I know he had deep ties with Cobra. But him and Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes always had a vendetta against each other. Even in the 1980s cartoon.
And getting a closer look at the head sculpt here. Very nice head sculpt here with the mask. And you can kind of see his little ears poking out from the sides of his mask here. And I'll try and get a closer look at his eyes here. And even his eyes do look nice and nicely painted here. And he does have some brown eyes on him. And going down to his suit here, which also does look really nice. And this skirt piece does shift around. You can see here. And going down to his sleeves here. And his legs here. And he is wearing boots, right?
Yes. They're like kind of big long boots that go up to your knee. I guess you would say, because right there at his knee, that's supposed to be a part of his boot. I believe. I could be wrong. Let me see that. Let me see. Nope, that's part of his boot. That's what it's meant to be, but it's the way that they had to make it. He is really white. You
Yes.
could lose him in the snow, but it don't snow that much down here. So anyway,
And for articulation, head is of course on a ball joint, and trying to see if the base of the neck is oh oh
I'm just waiting for that head to pop off.
um I think that the base of the neck is on a ball joint, like some of the others, but it is kind of really hard to tell due to this collar shape here of his suit. But he can look up that far and look down that far. Arms can rotate all the way around, move in and out on that soft ratchet, and an armpit joint, or a butterfly joint, like what most people call it. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. Oh, I, I didn't notice this until now, but he is wearing fingerless gloves on him. I I I thought he was wearing regular gloves, but no, they're actually fingerless gloves. Okay, but the wrists, of course, do swivel, and for this hand, it does have a hinge joint that goes up and down like this, and the other hand does the same thing. It also has a hinge joint that goes up and down like this. And he does have a soft ratcheted ab crunch and a ball joint at the waist, which again is really tight. Ball joint at the hips, and the hips can, of course, shift, but they do kind of limit this skirt panel here. Thigh swivel, double jointed knees. That bottom joint for this leg is really tight. Yeah, there we go. So he does have double jointed knees. And the feet can move up and down on a soft ratchet. And you, of course, have an ankle pivot. And that is it. So you can get this figure, of course, in a lot of poses. And for accessories, he only comes with two accessories. The first one he comes with is this thing here, which does attach on his back from this peg to that hole here. And I think you, oh, well, yeah, I, I was just about to say you might want to attach it at an angle, but no, I don't think you don't. You can attach it and position it however you want. And these sheaths is where you would slide in some swords, which if you're asking, does he come with swords? Well, yes, he does. And he comes with two of these. And I'm only going to show y'all one of them. So it does have some nice sculpting and painting to it, as always. And of course you can slide them into both sheaths, of course. Or of course you can have him hold both of them in his hands. And the second accessory that he comes with is an alternate headpiece without his mask, which is this here. And getting a closer look here. And this head does have a little, like, scar here on his face. And some nice paint apps on the hair here. And of course, swapping the heads is really easy. All you do is just pop off the head and replace it with the non-mask head here. So it looks like this here. And that is all you get. Just only two accessories, and that's it. Well, actually three, if you count the sheaths that you slide the swords into. And I guess we'll be back with our final thoughts. So stay tuned.